Hey guys, what is going on? Vitaly Dubin is here, founder of Bitcoin's Walls Club, and today's episode of Today in Crypto Show, I want to really share with you about what I'm seeing in the chart right now for Bitcoin. After this absolutely massive move where Bitcoin went up over 40% in 24 period of time, 24 hours, which is the third largest in the whole history of Bitcoin gain. What we're seeing right now in the charts, are we back into the bull territory? Are we going to continue climbing back? And what we need to see in the charts in order to fully confirm that, or we are going down. What is the case for bulls and what is the case for bears? I wanted to discuss today in this episode, as well as a very, very interesting news that came out today that actually can be as powerful for Bitcoin in the next year, 2020, to really reach new levels of its growth as the Bitcoin halving event in May 2020, which I shared many times. This is a very powerful event that can take the price of Bitcoin higher, but something else is happening in the background right now that I want to discuss as well today that may be as powerful as the Bitcoin mining event. So I want to share with you guys what I'm seeing right now on the chart. So this is what we are seeing in Bitcoin. This is the monthly charts. And I want to show you first the bigger picture of what we are having right now in the charts. Okay, so each candle right here represents a month in the life of Bitcoin. So what we have seen in the last 3 months was pretty much this whole area of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of consolidation. And as you see in the previous bull market and the bull market before then, we had tiers on where we were going up and then we consolidated for a couple months, then we went up and then we consolidated for a couple months. So what we are seeing right now, and this is a case for the bulls, right? We had 5 months of going up, then we had 3 months of essentially going down, and now we have this candle on the monthly, which is pretty much undecided, both on the bull side and on the bear side. We have the same, as you can see, wick on to the top and wick to the bottom. So essentially, the power struggle between the bears and the bulls is undecided, just looking based on this candle. But we are still in this period where we are consolidating after this gigantic move from $3,100 to roughly $13,500 for Bitcoin, which is about 400% increase. And we are, for the last 5 months, we're pretty much consolidating for this move, which can be a giant consolidation period followed by the next jump. Now, what we need to see in the charts in order to confirm this bull pattern, let's dive a little bit closer into the daily chart. And we are seeing some interesting phenomena that is going on right now that I want to point out that is going on. This is right here, guys. An orange represent 50 days moving average, and this in the yellow represents the 200 days moving average. Basically, in charting, this is an important line which determines whether we are in the bull territory or in the bear territory. So as you can see, for example, this cross between the 50 days and 200 days, which occurred on March 2018, pretty much started this entire bear market where we were trading below the 200 days moving averages, right? And throughout this entire time. And this place right here, okay, it actually started right here when it crossed in April 2019 and started the bull market. Okay, from here we went on this parabolic run, which I will show you in just a second, which reminds very closely what we have seen in this structure over a longer period of time. What we are seeing right now, essentially in this structure, reminds what we have seen in this entire move. Okay, so now we are at the point where we crossed again, right? This is called a death cross. So it's an interesting point because even though this point right here is a bearish case that this is a death cross and we might go down. However, we have seen before in the bull markets where we briefly had this this death cross for a brief period of time, and then we reverted back into the bull case. But what we are essentially seeing after this crazy move, when Bitcoin went from 10,400 to touching 10,300, is that we are trading now above the 200 days moving average. So technically, we are in a good place. We're in a good space right now. We are in a bull territory as long as we are keeping this, trading above the 200 days moving averages. Okay, so this is where we are right now. So keep that in mind, that we are in a good shape right now, and I see more case for the bulls than for the bears. However, understanding the bigger picture, you should also not forget that looking at this line, we are still not trading above this downtrend that started in June 2019. Okay, this trend line that you can see right here with lower tops and lower tops, you can see it right here on the graph. This is the first point, the second point, the third point. Okay, it's a series of lower highs and lower highs, and we are still not move above this line. So for me, looking at this, at the bigger picture, as long as we are still not below this trend line and we are not above the key levels of $11,000 at least, the first point, and then $12,000, if we can get above $11,000 and then $12,000, then we are in a very good place. And this for me will mean officially we are in a very good bull territory. And from there, if we go above $14,000, so we can get clear, we get above this level of $14,000, the road from $14,000 to $20,000 is going to be a pretty smooth road, and it can happen fairly quickly. From this point to this point, there is no much of a resistance here until this next point of $20,000, guys. Okay, so for now, until it hasn't happened yet, okay, we are going to watch closely. If we're going to get above this trend line and above $11,000 and then $12,000, then we can fairly say that we are entering into of course it will maybe not happen in 1 or 2 days. We're talking about more of a trend. Okay, and a trend is your friend. Also looking at the crypto fear and greed index that you can see right here, we have been in a series of lower highs and lower highs, okay, both from this point, this end, and also from here. And now we're at a point where we started to see a move where we created a series of higher lows and higher lows on the crypto fear and greed index. And we are right now at about 49, okay? If we can get above 66, if we can get in the next week or two above 66, and we can get another point here, which is higher than this one, that it's also going to be a very good sign that we are coming back into a good territory. Now, that's what I'm seeing from the bullish and the bearish scenario. So we definitely see a little bit of both. We see that we are, from the bearish perspective, we are still below this line, and we are at the death cross. So this is a bearish signs. However, with this huge move that we had, and we are above the 200 days moving averages, and it resembles, if you take a look here at the weekly, guys, what we have seen on a weekly time frame with remember this structure right here, okay, with this structure going down and down and down like this in a triangle, then breaking down and then going upwards. We're essentially repeating almost exactly the same thing with the recent move right here. We're going up and down, and then boom, breaking over here, and then breaking above that. Okay, so just keep it in mind. This level of $11,000. If we can break above that, it'll be really good for Bitcoin. Now, another thing I really want to point out today is this great news for Bitcoin that just came out from Bakkt, and Bakkt is the New York Stock Exchange backed cryptocurrency exchange, and what they're launching is a consumer app for cryptocurrency purchases in 2020, and what they're going to be the first partner to launch this new consumer app they're working on is Starbucks, not other than Starbucks, which has over 30,000 stores across the board, So imagine people accepting, Starbucks accepting Bitcoin in all of these stores, what it will do for the price of Bitcoin. It can be as powerful as the Bitcoin halving event, and this is all geared towards 2020. Okay, so I see really good year for Bitcoin in 2020, which we are gearing towards, and it's going to be next year. Okay, so this is pretty big news, as well as Telegram is also expecting to launch hopefully in 2020 after many delays, and Telegram is a huge network, and also Facebook and Libra in this whole association is also probably going to launch in 2020. So think about all of these apps, WhatsApp and Telegram, and essentially Facebook and all of these messenger apps, in order for people to start doing business and sending cryptocurrency one to another. What it will do for awareness, what it will do for Bitcoin, what it will do for the overall cryptocurrency market. So overall, I'm expecting a very good year for Bitcoin in 2020. And for now, what you can do is really make those moves. So buy Bitcoin when it's low, sell it when it's high, then buy Bitcoin again when it's lower, and identify those trends, identify those longer term trends, okay, weekly and monthly trends, and see where it is more beneficial to hold a stable coin like USDT, for example, or other stable coin, and when it is better for you to hold onto Bitcoin. Okay, and it's a simple trading, and by learning those little patterns and staying in tune to what we are doing here, you can really take advantage of these moves on a bigger time frames, right? Weekly, or we call them swings, and really get more out of your money, out of your Bitcoin. Okay. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you are as excited as I am about what's to come. And let's see what's in store for us this month of November, how it's going to pan out. Okay. In my view, I can see another green candle right there, right on the monthly chart. We're going to see this little green candle that already started right here. So we're going to take a look at this month and how it's going to play out, and stay in tune to all of our updates. Everybody have a fantastic week.